Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. I am Allison Kinney. Making news headlines today, Ag Secretary says more effort needed to attack New World screwworm in Mexico. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rawlings told lawmakers Wednesday the department will announce more initiatives within the next week to push back the spread of New World screwworm in Mexico. Rawlings testified for nearly 5 hours on Wednesday before the House Agriculture Committee. Republicans praised her leadership and direction of USDA under the Trump administration. The secretary repeatedly told lawmakers USDA would make a major announcement next week on the next step in resources to combat the screwworm situation. Rawlings said USDA became alarmed when the screwworm fly migrated 400 miles northward in a matter of weeks, growing from 1,100 miles from the U.S. border to 700 miles. Rawlings noted we hadn't seen that kind of movement in decades. Rawlings also touched on economic hit livestock producers faced when screwworm hit in the U.S. in the 1950s and 60s. We have to move screwworm back, and if not, we will have another 3 decades trying to recover from it, Rawlings said. New World screwworm infests mammals as large larvae and will continue feeding like screwing into the animal's flesh. In Mexico, USDA funds the production and release of sterile flies to mate with female flies to help reduce the larvae population. USDA shut down the border to Mexican cattle last November, reopening the border briefly in late February and then closed the border again on May 11th. Rawlings said she is in constant contact with Mexico's agricultural minister, and USDA continues to assess the situation, but the key indicator is the fly population retracting south instead of migrating north. Members of both parties talked to Rawlings about their concerns over agricultural labor. Rawlings said there are citrus producers in Texas paying $23 an hour for workers while Mexican growers are paying $2 an hour. She also said she recognizes the labor shortages farmers face. This is unsustainable, Rawlings said. We have to fix the H-2A program and ensure we can make certain our producers have the labor that they need, not only to feed America, but the world. Despite the raids now affecting more farm operations, Rawlings said President Donald Trump and other cabinet members are trying to address the labor needs in agriculture. Still, Rawlings added clearly the real reform needs to come from Congress. Let's check in with our weekly update from the Ohio Soybean Council and your checkoff dollars at work.
I'm joined today by Philip Good. Philip serves as chair of the United Soybean Board. Philip, you recently went on a tour with USB. You visited with some of the major players in the media industry representing America's soybean farmers. Tell us a little bit more.
This media tour was really a jam-packed day. You know, we had the opportunity to have difficult conversations, some of those about challenges, what we're facing in the business place today on our farms. But we as farmers know that challenges are also opportunities. And so whether it's at the United Soybean Board or on my farm, looking for those opportunities and truly feeling like, you know, the domestic markets are an opportunity for us right now to develop and to grow in. And so being able to highlight some of the things that we're doing with the soy checkoff and at the United Soybean Board. But I think one of the things that was probably the most surprising to me was the conversation around food or fuel and making sure that everyone understands that it's not an or, but it's food and fuel. And that was one that I think that there was some education that needed to take place, and that is something that we need to continue to strive and grow everyone, their knowledge base around food and fuel.
Again, my guest today, Philip Good, chairman of the United Soybean Board, and today's update brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff.
There's no doubt the average age of the American farmer keeps going up. Chad Hart, an agricultural economist at Iowa State University Extension, talks about the reasons why.
Well, I think you're seeing a couple of things happening here. One, yes, that average age of farmer, they are getting older. Part of that is because of the technology we have within agriculture today, making it where, if you will, more seasoned farmers can continue to farm deeper into their lives and their careers. But yeah, we're also seeing a challenge in bringing those young and beginning farmers back on the farm again as we look there. And so that's leading to an increasing age there.
Chad Hart of Iowa State University.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Now a look to your markets. This market report is brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. July corn up 1.5 at 438.5. December corn up 3/4 at 440.5. July soybeans down 8.25 at 1042.25. November soybeans down 2 even at 1027.25. July wheat down 7 3/4 at 526.5. September wheat down 7 1/4 at 541 3/4. June live cattle up 37 cents at 228.20. August live cattle down 105 at 216.95. June lean hogs up 27 cents at 103.65, and September feeder cattle down 25 cents at 310.55. This is the Ohio AgNet.